What's up, YouTube? It is I, Chris. Happy Wednesday. I hope you're all enjoying yourselves. I'm a little tired. It's one of those busy weeks for me, but I got a new game in. I got Spooktacular. The Kickstarter just came in yesterday. I kind of went through all the pieces, and I found that I need maybe a couple inserts, maybe one. I think just one. Just to make my life a little bit easier. Plus, it's a really easy insert to make, so I figured this would be kind of nice and simple to do. Let me just open up the box real quick. But hope y'all having a good day, enjoying the midweek activities. Let's see. There we go. All right. So here's the instruction booklet. Here's a bunch of stuff I haven't punched yet. But what's really cool about this game, besides being a horror-themed board game, because you got characters like the Wolf Pack and What Lurks Beneath, which looks exactly like Critters. I mean, that's just hilarious. Screaming Eagle. That one doesn't make sense to me. Mask of the Outlander. So yeah, it's got a bunch of cool characters in there. Night Slayer. I think this will be fun. Mummy Gator, because who doesn't want a mummified alligator to eat them in their sleep? But let me move the top-down camera. So overhead without... Yeah, look at that. It's got these beautiful... I believe they call those screen-printed pieces. So, like, here's the clown character, if it will focus. Come on, you can do it, camera. Oh, I won't do it. As I drop the other box on the ground. Let's see here. There we go. So yeah, there's a little clown guy. So these are really cool. They're screen printed pieces, and there's a whole bunch of them. So what I'm thinking is I just want a tray. And I've already kind of like placed this out. You can see like I had a stack here, and there's all these slimes. I made a stack of slimes, and then these werewolves will have their own little slot. So the slimes will go in one slot, these will go in one slot, and I just have an open cavity for the rest of these pieces. And then I might figure out something to hold these. And this just goes in, there's a drawstring bag that these go into. And the drawstring bag can just go here. And this will stay empty, I don't know. There's nothing there. But for now, I just want to build something for this. And I think it'd be really easy. So let's fire up, I should have fired up the CAD program. Let's fire up the CAD program. Let's move it back to me. Hey, it's me. Yeah, I gotta figure out if I need to do anything. I really don't think I need to do anything for the punch pieces. So, I don't know. Because I'll show you the overhead again. What I like to do when I figure this thing out, accept all cookies. Oh, CAD, you're so funny. I like to lay the pieces out, but you can see like these just take up so much room. I might put those in baggies. I don't like using baggies. I like to have a printed thing, but 'tis what it is. Yeah, look at that. It comes with a little spooktacular bag, and that holds all the little meeples. Right, you can stay on the floor box. That's fine. All right, let's get my login information. And let's see, accounts and Solidworks. The only thing I hate about the Solidworks app is they constantly kick you out. Like, you can even play it. You can play it. You can even use it and hit remember me, and like in 2 days it just logs you out. It's fantastic. All right, boom, minimize. I'll make you big. So, yeah. Initializing, loading, installing .NET Networks, starting SolidWorks, loading add-in experiences. All right, so let's share the main screen. So that would be right screen. There we go. Hey, look, I'm down here in the bottom. All right, so we're going to make... I don't think I need to make an assembly. This could probably just be one part. Because I'm just going to put the insert in the hole that's already there. But do I want to do anything with these? Man, this is always a tough decision. Like, I could probably make something to hold these. Yeah, see, this is the problem And go back to the overhead. So most of the pieces, if you turn them sideways, fit in this tray. So I could probably print an insert to hold this. Then you got pieces like this, where if I were to do that, it sticks out over the edge. Now that could probably go somewhere else. You know, these big chunky boys. And then if I go through these pieces, I think most of these, I think this is the only piece that might be... these might be a little tall too. Let's find out. Let's punch that out. Let's take a look. Yeah, that's already taller by like 1 millimeter than the whole tray. So these have to be stacked up. So that makes it difficult. You know what? Fine. Here's the player tokens. Yeah, let's move my keyboard out of the way. This will be easier. Move my nonsense out the way. Move my keyboard over here. Don't mind all the nonsense here. So let's punch these bad boys out. So, by the way, that is the best way to punch. If you ever punch out these things, put it on a flat surface and just punch straight down. Like, it is literally the best way. That way, because like sometimes when you punch in the air, you'll snag like the paper from behind. But I've always done it this way, and I never really get issues. But let's figure out if we can make this work. Yep, here I am breaking my rules. You can go there, Mr. I don't know what you are. Ugh, look at these little tiny things. I hate the little tiny ones. Anyone else hate the little tiny ones? So fiddly bits. Alright, so I'll make a pile of that. This can go here with this. So here's a pile of these things. Those are player markers. Boom. Is that the same size? No. Yeah, it's the same size. Caution tapes. That one's going to be a tough one to CAD. Circly bits. That must be for, I believe, the Hell's Kitchen character. Alright. Do a quick overly look over this. Yep, there's nothing left. And then we're going to add this piece to that pile. And then we have all these other cars. These are your player markers to tell you if you're player 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. Alright, we can do this. I'll see if it fits. I know what I'm going to do fits. I'll show you what I do. We'll show you exactly what I do. I'll just put this on top of everything. So what I do when I try to figure out how to make anything is I will lay them out. And I already did this last night. I was like, I laid these this way. You can see I grabbed these little telephones for the telephone character. Don't ask, there's a telephone character. But these are the slimes. There's just a whole bunch of slimes. And all I did was make sure it's not going to be taller than... So there should be some more slimes. Yep, there's more slimes. So remember, there's quite a few slime balls. I think that's... Nope, there's still some more slimes. It all got discombobulated last night. Alright, move that over here. Grab me some telephones. Yeah. So yeah, basically you'll see, like, I just lay them out in the little tray to see how I want to organize them. This is all I did. And these I'm leave loose. I mean, these are just your character pieces, so you're, find your character. But some that are full sets, it's just easier that they're not all loosey-goosey flipping around everywhere. That's all I did. Like, this is how I want to organize it. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. So let me turn it to this side. Yeah, but this is how I want to lay it out. And actually, let me take a photo of that. So this is how I want the tray to be finalized. So let's take a picture of the tray. Oop, of course I zoomed in like a dummy. So yeah, so you can see like there'll be a little slot here to hold all the telephones together. And there'll be one slot to keep all the gooey green guys together. And there'll be one little tray to hold all the wolves right there. And then everything else can be in a pile. It just makes, makes it easier finding everything. But this will work just fine. Like, that's still below. Every one of those is below the top of this insert. Now, this is the difficult part. So, let's see. Those will have to go like this because, yeah, they're They're taller than the tray. These are not, so these could be stood up like this. But let's get these tokens. So this is half the battle when you're designing inserts for games, is just doing this layout. Like that could definitely go like that. These look like honeycombs. These I think are actually, it's a very odd shape. They can go like this. And you know what? This might actually work. There's actually not much in these. Oh, these little nasty. What do those last? Here's your player tokens. So player tokens can go like this. And then all I have for weird stuff are these tiny, you know what? I think I can do it. So we'll make two little inserts. And then I just got those big honkers to figure out where to hide. Yeah, that's easy enough. Boom. Of course I dropped that. Yeah, these bad boys. And what I could do... Yeah, I mean, I could make a little thing where these go on top. Because... oh, yeah, I could do something like this to fit on top. Who knows? These are my only piece I'm really worried about. The crossroad pieces, or the do not cross pieces. These little nuggets. Oh, why did I put them over here? Little nuggets. They can go, if I were to design, I'd probably put them right here in a row right there. Let's take a look how that would be. Boom. Yeah, so that would go like that. And then I don't know where this cross could go. I mean, there's plenty of room. I could shove that way. Yeah, they can go like this. All right, I'm going to take a picture of that. And boom. All right. Push this over the side. These can just go somewhere else. Oh, main camera. Yeah, so I guess I could do an assembly because then I could do both trays at the same time. Okay. Right screen. And assembly. And the difference between an assembly and a part should make sense. So an assembly is a conglomeration of parts. A part is a singular part. And why that matters is at least in SolidWorks, I never got advanced in Fusion. I was smart and was like, I don't understand Fusion, but I understand original CAD. Because when I went to engineering school, I literally just had like the most basic CAD software where you just draw lines and then measure between the lines to make your shape. And this is all this is. But the reason we want to go with an assembly, specifically for this and for most things, is you want to make sure everything works together. And in an assembly, it'll then export each thing that you make, each part that you make, as an individual part. So you're just building it all in one space, and then you're done. It just works. So the next thing we need to do, basically, I'm just going to build 2 rectangles, and I'm going to cut out what I need for the pieces that I have. And I have me calipers, so main camera. I have me calipers, and I have me metric tape measure. Always have yourself a nice metric. Look at that, metric. It's on this side. Metric. It's got both. Tape measure. That's really all you need when you're designing inserts for things. If you're off by like a millimeter or two, at least if it's too small, like always kind of design for being slightly smaller. I like to always be like 1 millimeter shy. That way, if I have any issues, and when you're printing into this is let me put the overhead. This is an injection molded piece, And when the injection mold, there's a draft angle. So these are not straight up and down. They actually will, I can show you in CAD. Right screen. So we will insert a component, new part, have to save the thing. Board games, new folder. And we're going to name this Spooktacular. And Spooktacular inserts. And I spelled Spooktacular with an extra I. Boom. Okay, and then we make the part. So we're going to call this character insert. And top plane. Boom. All right. So I'll just do a quick sketch here. So let me boom to this plane. So you would think, wait, what? What's going on here? What's going on here? Is it this way? Did I do that wrong? I did. All right. So you'd think like a tray would be like this, straight up and down. Well, it's not straight up and down. In fact, you're going to notice really quickly, if you look really closely, it's got a little bit of a draft angle, like this. And that way, when it pulls out of the mold, it pops out of the mold. So you can't design your piece based on the top dimension. So you have to actually measure at the very bottom, basically the bottom plate, and you're going to measure the inside dimension from there. If you use the top, it's going to be too large. If you use the bottom, you're most likely to make it fit. There will be a little bit of gap on the edges, but that's fine. You can also go real crazy and try to figure out the most common draft angles and then design your part with the draft angle so it fits perfectly in the box. I really don't care. It's just an insert for a board game, so it just has to fit and not wobble around a whole bunch and make it more of a mess than just leaving the pieces in the box. So let's go ahead and trim tool. Actually, let me see. S key? Yeah. Does S key have trim? ST does have trim tool. Trim tool. Okay. So we need to build a box. So I'm just going to go ahead and quickly make a box. I know that box is wrong. I'll even make sure that it's nice and flat for everyone. We'll go to the overhead camera again. Move this out of the way. And let's go ahead and pull the pieces out, because I've already photographed how I want it to look. So I don't need to remember, oh no, I just launched a piece. So I'll put these over here. And again, I could just throw them in a baggie, but I'm not a big fan of plastic baggies. Like this is just going to go, I should just put that right away. So let's go ahead and leave the phones with the phones, and our wolfmen with the wolfmen, and our blobs with the blobs, because we'll need to measure those. So when I measure this, I mean, you can even kind of see, like, it's not flat straight down. So what I like to do, and what you should be doing, is using the inside part of the calipers. But guess what? They don't reach the bottom, and it's just a whole bunch of disaster. I mean, I could probably pull the tray up and out, turn it to a 45-degree angle, and it still doesn't reach. Like, these don't reach the bottom. And it's better. Like, I can do that, and I can get a better idea. Still not perfect. So what I normally do, and no one should really do this, but I just eyeball it. So I'll take the metric tape measure, and I mean, I can kind of do weird stuff, but if you look straight down, you can kind of see, like, okay, right now it's about 156 millimeters. So 156 millimeters. But if I look straight down, I can be like, oh yeah, well, it's actually in 3 millimeters that way, and it should be 3. So 149. We're going to go with 149 millimeters. And then what is this? Is it square? Of course it's not square. Let's pull this thing out again. So let's go ahead and go into the CAD. So right screen. And smart dimension. And 149 millimeters. And I probably put that in the wrong spot. 145, so it's 10 millimeters smaller. -6. And what's cool is, in this CAD program, it could do math. So 145 minus 6, 139. Yeah, I should do that the other way. I'll forget. So 139, 149. Yeah, you can do math in your CAD program. So if you can't figure out subtraction, multiplication, division, you can actually do it in the CAD program when you're doing the dimensions. All right, and we won't mess with the other stuff yet. Now, oh, I need a depth. Let me put the keyboard away. Overhead the camera. Now the depth is easy. There is actually a depth function. Here's your depth function. Boop. And we send her down. And we're looking at 30.5 millimeters. 30.49. I'll just do 30 millimeters. And being a half a millimeter too low is not going to be a big issue. Now this board game, luckily, you can see that the whole flat here gets covered. That means I don't have to worry about putting a cover, because there'll be a bunch of stuff here and paperwork and everything to keep it nice and neat. All right. Where did I say it was going to be at again? So I guess we're not writing it down. Escape. Okay. So we're just going to roughly feature extrude boss base. And let's redo that measurement because I already forgot the numbers. Boom. And send her down, Hoss. I think I said 30.9, so I said 30 millimeters. Yeah, 30 millimeters. All right, 30 millimeters. So now we have a 30 millimeter thingy. Say 30 by 139 by 149, I believe. Now what I gotta do is cut out what we need. And I'll start with, if we look at our picture, the far left-hand side. So let's go to sketch. Boop, sketch on the plane. That rotated it. You can see because here's my arrow. That's my top left corner. So I had all these lovely slimes. And all I'm going to do is measure how a long stack of these measures out to be. So let's go ahead and drop a rectangle. Boop, rectangle. And we'll do the length of them. And we'll do this correctly. All right. So 80.85. So we're going to leave a little bit of room there. Let's do 82 millimeters. And then we need to find the widest point. And I do the widest point like everyone should. And I just put them together between the calipers and go, okay, yep, 23. Hey, Chris, do you recommend Onshape? You know what? I haven't really used Onshape. I've just got into SolidWorks, and I've just kind of stuck with it. I used Fusion 360, and I've used Tinkercad. I haven't tried Onshape, but I hear it's fun. I might try it out one day. Maybe I'll have a day where I just kind of go through CAD stuff. So we're going to say that can actually be tighter. You don't want the piece to wiggle around too much, but 24 millimeters sounds about right. Back to right computer screen. 24 millimeters. And then I did a silly thing, but I think I should be able, yep, I can drag that down here. And we won't dimension that yet, because what we'll do is we'll pop in another tray here, and this will be for the telephones. So these were the telephones. And we're doing the same thing. I'm just going to grab the whole stack of telephones. Oh! I was missing one slime from the stack. So one of the dimensions is going to be off. Let's finish. Let's fix that. Escape. Boom. So it's no longer 82 millimeters. It is now, and of course I switch it to inches. Let's go back to millimeters. It is now... Oh, it was correct. I just set it down wrong. I thought I did it wrong. All right. Still 82 millimeters. This is why I double check things. Boom. All right, so we have our stack of what looks like toast from the top. 64 millimeters. Come on, give me the smart dimension. 64 millimeters. Yep. And then the widest point on these things. How wide do we get? 25 millimeters. And I really should check to see if the heights are pretty close, because each one of these might be sunk a little bit different. No, they're exactly the same height in the way I want to put them. So we are totally fine and dandy. All right, so one thing we need to do is, I could draw out the other bot. Let me see what the height is on these. Did I make sure? Let me double check. I'm going to be double checking a lot. So one thing in CAD, measure once, check twice. Yep, 64 millimeters. Measure 40 times, get it right the third time. So go back to my overhead camera. So one thing with these pieces, the heights were the same. Like literally they're the same height. So if I sync those, basically cut those rectangles out to fit these in, they'll fit just fine. The issue is these are different, and this also has a round notch here. So let's see if it'll focus finally. There we go. So you got this round notch. So it doesn't lay flat. I can't stand it up this way. Standing it up tall-wise is going to be too tall. So let's take a look here. Is that the same depth? So it's not. So one of the issues here, so we look at this, is this nubbins is taller. So I need to sink this nubbins and sink the whole thing deeper. So we will have to do the next hole separately. Easy peasy. So what's our depth? We're going to bury these completely. So our tallest point is 25 millimeters, which is good because we've got 30 millimeters to mess with. So we're not going to go too low. So let's go back to the Solidworks program. And now we need to define everything. We need to make sure everything's in the right place. I'm going to go and make sure this is set to about, let's go 2 millimeters. 2 millimeters for a box is about right. 3 millimeters is a nice chunky one. Anything more than that, it's a little bit too thick and you're just wasting plastic. Like, it don't need to be that strong. And then I'm going to take this line and control click them and then make them collinear. And that just means the lines, as if they were in the same plane or same line. And then we'll also make the distance between this and this 2 millimeters. And this will also be 2 millimeters. And there's better ways of doing that. I'm going real slow and just making sure I got everything correct. But you can do things so that way all of those are equal, and if you change one value, they'll all be the same. But yeah, 25 millimeters is about right for the depth on that. Okle pedokle. So we're going to go to feature, and we're going to go to extrude cut, and we're going to go 25 millimeters deep. I mean, that gives us 5 millimeters of playroom. Boom. So there's our first two little spots. The next spot's going to go here, and it's going to go this direction. So sketch, and a rectangle. And you can already do stuff like if I were to build, so S key, rectangle, if I were to like touch this line and move out over here, it already makes a little like tool to say, hey, I want to be constrained to this line. And I could do that. I'm going to not do that because I don't know how this is going to look in the end. Because one of the things I don't like about SolidWorks is sometimes it's not the easiest to, I mean, I can just select it and break that relationship, but I'd rather figure it out the hard way. So let's do some measurements. So this is going to be taller. So, and they're going to be stacked. Let me look at the picture again. Let me look at my picture of how I wanted it to be. Really should have saved the picture. Okay. So that rectangle is very wrong. So maximum height is 42 millimeters, we'll say. So escape, and that's going to be this value is 42 millimeters. Good. And then we're going to, all right, so this is going to make, this is why I didn't constrain it down here, and I'll talk about that later. But this value is going to be all four of them flattened together, boop, like so, and that's going to be 33 millimeters. 33 millimeters. Okay. And let's go ahead and control, and we're going to head and collinear it that way. And then smart dimension, this to here will be 2 millimeters, and yeah. Yeah, and the reason I did that is I want to put finger grooves so you can grab with your thumb and pointer finger to grab the pieces out of the tray. And in order to do that, let me see if I've got anything. Yeah. Main camera. So, like on this one, I put these little finger notches. So when there's a cover on here, this is actually keeps one of the pieces as a cover. You can grab that. And I'm going to do the same thing. Right screen. I'm going to put them here so you can grab it here. I'm going to put one notch here and one notch here. But I'm going to make that go through. So that thumb notch is going to go through this plastic and go all the way through into this area. If I butt it up here, I'd have this giant weird thing. So, yeah. It makes sense to me in my brain. I can always change it. That's the best part about CAD. As long as I dimension everything, everything is changeable. I'll go fancy, and I'll make the little circle cutout. I'll make that circle cutout. So what I'll do is, this is going to be some math here. So I need to bury it 25 millimeters, 24 point, the exact amount what I said is going to be, let's do 26, and we'll do 26 minus 22.5. Okay. All right, we're going to do some math. So feature, extrude cut. So now I have the math open. So 26 millimeters, boop, boop, minus parentheses. Oh, that's not right. Yeah, it's right. It's right. And it's going to be a plus. No, minus works here. 26 minus 26 minus, again, this is 23 millimeters, 23. And we'll put another parentheses in there. Parentheses divided by 2. So basically what I'm doing, this is getting real fun. Let's go to the main camera real quick. So the roundest point on here is 26 millimeters. The narrowest point is 23. But I'm only going to carve out half of this circle's notch. So I'm going to only need half of whatever the difference is between the thickest point and this thin point here. Hence what I'm doing, the total of 26 minus what the difference. So that's 26 minus 23 divided by 2, which is 1.5. I mean, literally, I could do the math in my head. But that's the nice thing about Solidworks, and I don't maybe do Fusion. I don't know. Never did it. But it's going to allow me to get the depth correct. So, which is 25 millimeters. Right? 20. Did I do that right? That doesn't seem right. So 26 minus 1/2 of 23 minus 26, yeah. So 23 and 26. That's the biggest point. Yep, 26. Should be 25.5. Let me do the math again on here. Let's do the math again. So 26 is the total. And I'm going to subtract from that 26 minus 23 divided by 2. 24.5. Okay. Boom. Okay. Now we got it. And then sketch. Boop. I need to figure out. So I know that that's a 26 millimeter circle. And we'll need a circle-y boob. Boop. And I need to go into this mode so I can see what I'm doing here. And smart dimension. And I believe if I do this to this, nope. I always forget what the key command is. Is it Alt? Shift. There we go. Wait, where'd it go? Where did it go? Well, that's silly. All right, well, before I do that, I need to make sure that that line is tangent. So circle and this line need to be tangent. Cool. The dimension of the circle, the outside dimension, needs to be 26 millimeters. Okay. And technically I don't need to sync it. Technically if I have a tangent at top and tangent on bottom, it'll be correct. So if I do this, and I do this line and this line, and make them tangent, boom, it's now sunk exactly where it needs to be. Now I'm going to add a little bit of extra relief, so we'll do a 26.5, just in case my measurement is a little off. And then we're going to feature, extrude cut, and I need it to go the other way. Come on. There we go. Flip direction, and we'll go up to surface. Boom. And turn all that on, and boom. Oh, wrong direction. There you go. There is the notch. It is ready. We did it. We made the notch for the piece. And then we need one more tray. Boom. And this one will be super simple. We're just going to make a rectangle. And we're just going to do 2 millimeters. And there's a way easier way of doing this. That way if you change everything, boom. And feature and extruded cut. And we're going to go down 28 millimeters. Blind. There we go. And then the next thing we need is we need fingy grabby spots. So feature, edit, not edit sketch. Jeez Louise. Discard changes and exit. Add a sketch. There we go. And we need this tool so I can see. So we're going to add a semicircle there and a semicircle here. And we're going to make it so we can get our thumbs in there. We can grab pieces out real easy. So I need a center line. Boop, center line. And what's the best way of making a center line in, that's, Can I use this base down here? No. Yeah. Oh, I know what to do. Okay. So I'll draw a line here and here. And I'll draw another S center line. Do another one here to here. Boom. And then I take this line and I grab this, and we're going to say, nope. How do I... What would make it stick? So this is the tough part with CAD. I mean, I really, you know what? Let's make it easier myself. Discard changes and exit. We'll sketch on the inside of here. Sketch. And the reason I'm saying this is, watch. Now I can get a center line that goes all the way through. And then if I go over to here, sorry, S key. I'm still not used to that. I'm not used to there being a hotkey for this. And center line. Boom. And then we draw some circles on that center line. Yeah, we'll say 20 millimeters. Why not? And we'll say that that is equal to this. Okay. And then we will find the center point and find that, and we'll say coinkydink. And oop, and here, and here, and coinkydink. So that takes care of those, and we're going to do feature extrude cut, and we're actually going to do two directions. So I can actually just grab these and find a happy place for those. Sure, we'll say 90 millimeters. Why not? And on this one, we'll just say 5 millimeters. Boom. So now we have little finger notches, so we can grab the pieces out real easy like. And then over here, we just need a finger notch there. So we'll do here. Sketch. Oh, S key, center line. Boom. It's fine, it can go anywhere. And circle, boom. Dimension. Oop, hold on 1 second. All right, give me 1 second. I got to do something. So let me hit the fancy button that is standby. back. I think that's the line from the movie. All right, back to CAD. Okay, dokie. Yep, I dimensioned that with 20. And then we need to do this dot to this dot, and we'll do Quinky Dink. And we'll go feature, extrude cut, and 2 directions again. And we'll just pull the line. Boop. We'll go through that, and we'll pull this one through here. And done. And let's make it look like it should. There we go. We have our finger groovies. This one might have to go a little longer. I don't know. I could also maybe find something to fit in here to make it look better. That should be fine. Okay. And then now we can make it look pretty. So, I normally wouldn't do it this way. So let's say I was doing an actual assembly and I was going to use like to make a lid on this or something. I would save all the chamfers and fillets until the end. But I'm not using this for anything else. So now I can do all that. So let's go ahead and go to fillet mode. And we'll do a 3mm fillet. That should be good. That should be pretty sexy. So around the corners, especially since the corners are rounded for the insert of the box. And then we can do that in this one for sure. Boom. And boom. Boom. So we'll do that. And since we're changing directions, fillet. And we'll do a 2mm fillet. And I just like to take these corners down a little bit. So that way you don't scratchy up your fingies. Look at me being nice to everyone. That grabs pieces out of the box. And yeah, we'll do that here. Why not? Why not? And this one too. Boop. No, not the whole face. Just this little line. I wish it was like a button to go, only find me lines. Don't select faces ever. Alright. And doot. And doot. And save that. Alright. We've now made it look the way I thought it would look. This will hold the blobs. This will hold the telephones, the wolf people, and the random other accessories. So that's done. Let's go ahead and save. I probably should have been hitting save more often. Oh boy, I'm a bad designer. All right. That was super easy. Now let's do the next shape. I need to measure that. I need to measure that shape. All right. We can pull all this nonsense out of there. All right. I'll kind of put it back on my desk the way it would look, even though I have a photo of it saved on my phone. Saved in me phone. How is everybody today? Everyone having a good Wednesday? I'm having a good Wednesday. I'm a little sleepy, but regardless, still doing good. Player markers. Tickets. Crossroads. Yummy looking food. Ooh, this is an oval. I've never done an oval before. Oh, that piece is bigger. Oh, sad panda. This one piece is larger than the other pieces. That's just going to make it weird. All right. It's a coffin. Must be for the mummy. We'll figure that out. And this is just a weird shape. We'll just make it a rectangle. I think in the end I'm just going to mostly make rectangles for these things to fit in. Well, actually, this weird shape. Are you shallower? You are shallower. Okay. How about you, other shape? Are you also shallower? No, not really. All right, let's take a look at my picture. And let's make a new part. So this button kicks out the part, and then insert component, new part, and we got to name it. And this will be token box, or token insert for the tokens. And it's going to also go on the top plane, and then we will just make a rectangle. In order for it to be dimensioned correctly, we do need to base it off of that. So we'll just do 20 millimeters away. And we'll take this line, and we'll say that's collinear. And then we need to dimension. So that's going to be the same as that. So let's actually select this line. So we change anything, it'll stay. So collinear. And then the only other dimension I need to make is the height. Nope, not that one. This one needs to be dimensioned. All right, let's take the tape measure. I won't bore you with this technique again. -88 6. What you want, phone? Nothing important. All right. Alrighty then. And then we're going to feature, extrude boss base, and 30 millimeters, because it's the same as the other one. All right. How do we want to lay this out? So, because I just noticed one problem is one piece is larger in this stack of pieces. This alligator sarcophagus is larger. I know how I want to handle the cars. Maybe the cars and tickets? Maybe relay this stuff out inside the box. So that can go there. That can go there. Oh yeah, there's plenty of room. And I know this isn't too tall. Okay. We'll put the starting stuff here, like so. And these can go like this. Perfect. And then... Alright, sketch. And we'll rotate you this way. Boom. Well, these are... how many pieces? My nose is itchy. Okay. Yeah, it's not bad. Cross can go this way? Pretty close. How do I want to lay that out? Those also aren't. This is where it gets tricky for me. I'm just going to be talking to myself for the next 2 minutes as I'm sorting this stuff out. Yeah, and this isn't even... This piece is cattywampus, too. It's a trapezoid. This be a trapezoid. I don't know if you can see that. That's not perfectly square. That's a trapezoid. Hey, what's up, Carmix? Carmex Life? Yeah, this is a square. This is a trapezoid. Darn you trapezoids. I'll figure this out. Me brain is turning up the smoke. Should get like a smoke machine and have smoke come out my ear while I'm pondering. While I'm pondering, I'll put these things in their correct container, which is a little baggie. So I need a holder for that. Let me get the candy bar out of here. Don't forget to eat your silica gel packet. Nom 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 nom. Check out Go Build a Mecanum Wheels. How do I make the pattern on the rollers and so? Oh boy. That's probably, I'm the worst person to ask for that. I'm more of a, I can make simple things in CAD. Yeah, that goes in there. So that's taken care of. Look at that. I handle that with ease. Let's take a look here. I'll look at the thing you just said, though. Make that smaller and bring this up and go build a, huh? Go build a Mecanum. Is that really a thing? The things that people make me look at. An omnidirectional wheel. Oh. Yeah, those are cool. I think there's actually a person who does that kind of stuff on YouTube. I remember watching some 3D yeah. I wish I could type. I keep typing that with an S. Yeah, there's a guy in Solidworks who designed it. Engineering design guy. Engineering design HB. He did some odd stuff. That's pretty cool, though. Yeah, that's outside of my realm of expertise. If it involves mechanical things, I'm probably going to be horrible at it. Ooh, I know where these can go. These will fit right here. I know I made a design in here. And I took a picture of it, but I'm changing it all up. Okay, that fits perfectly there. It's this dang X that I can't find a great spot for. We'll just put that there. No problem. This will go here. These are too tall to go anywhere. Alright, we have a new design. Taking a photo. Boop. And... Alright. We'll start right here. And am I on a sketch plane? I am not. I am. Alright, rectangle. Boom. We're doing it. No ifs, ands, or buts. 43 millimeters. Boom, boom. And boom. 23 millimeters. And 2. And 2. Easy peasy. And then over here, I need another rectangle. So those are done. These will be for the tickets now. These have a different depth. Oh, they have a different depth. Ooh, yes to on-shape. What's up, Grubby? How you be, me zebra? Alright, escape. We're actually gonna not have this box. I forgot, it's a different shape. Oh, boy. Trim tool. Boom, 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 boom. So they have different depths. So, yeah, let's do these one at a time. Which is not my favorite way of doing it, but we're doing it. After Solidworks Maker for... I'm doing pretty decent today. There we go. That fixed that. Alright, extruded, cut. My depth needs to be 21 millimeters. Plenty of room for that. Boom. And then we need another rectangle. Sketch. And, oh yeah, S key, rectangle. Boom, boom. And we need that to be... Nope, that's the wrong object. Tickets. Well, don't mind me and my crazy way of doing this. 43 millimeters. And... 22 millimeters. And 2. And this line and this line will be collinear. You never do. Yeah, it's probably best for everyone. Each piece is a different depth, so I can't do a fancy, just easy, simple thing. I mean, I guess I can cut them all out and then raise each one to the height I need them to be. Or like knock them in 1 millimeter each. That way I can get the layout. Oh, maybe I should do that. Do each one about 1 millimeter depth and then come back in and knock each one down the correct depth. That way at least I can get a nice lineup and see what it looks like in CAD all neat and orderly. Yeah. 24. Do I do that? Do I go back and do that? Yeah, we can go back and do that. Discard changes. And edit sketch. Actually, well, let's edit this. We'll do 1 millimeter for now. Save. And then we'll come back in and edit the sketch. And then we'll put everything in the one sketch that I want. And I'll come back in and drop each one to the depth they need to be. Put them all on the one sketch and just use each contour as a separate extrude cut. Can I do that? Can each one? Oh, yeah. Yeah. You'll have to show me how to do that. Okay. So I know I want a rectangle here. That's collinear to that one. And I think we said 43. All right, 40. Yep, I said 43. And the other one was also 43? Yeah, it was also 43. Okay. Cool. Cool, cool. And then boom. And that's going to be this. Boom. So that's 23. Oh, no. Don't do that. Come back here. There we go. And smart dimension. Okay. And this line and this line will be collinear. Done. And then I have this little goobery goob, which goes like this. So what's Grubby up to on this fine hump day? Whoop, I just hit a spacebar. Oh, is that what spacebar does? Spacebar is the line to plane button. I don't even know what half the keyboard shortcuts are in SolidWorks. I finally learned what the S key does. Wait, if I hit S key again? Oh, I can search. That's cool. I'm learning. Alright. Come back here, you silly gooselneck. Come on. These are really hard to hold. These little tiny... See, I hate little tiny board game pieces. They make me sad. Tiny board game pieces. There we go. Alright. Tiny board game pieces. Do I have anything else that's 43 millimeters I can fit in there? I mean, now that I can lay this all out, do I have anything else that's close to 43? I don't think I do. This would be the closest thing to 43. 35. How about the do not cross crossing signs? That's 43.5. Oh. I can make the other ones 44. And then what is the... Well, I can't see the chat right now because I was a goofy. 34. Alright. Go back to chat here. There we go. Usual stuff. Alright. Alright, Control Z. Oh, escape. Escape. Control Z. What is... Oh, 32. That is not enough room there. Because I think I said 33. I did say 33, and it's more like 34. Well, poop. Okay. Can't be these square ones, because these square ones are 31, which will give me almost no additional room. Let's see here. Yeah, it'll give me 0.5 millimeter walls. Wait till you find out about Control +1. Oh my gosh. That's cool. Okay. I'm done. Well, 36. Ooh, okay. Hold on. Hold on. What is 15 and 30? Okay, okay. We're going to escape, and we're going to build a little rectangle, and we're going to use that line. Boom, boom. Smart dimension. Boom. Yeah, 1 is just the 6 face of the cube, and 7 is isometric view. Okay. Okay. That sounds very scientific. Alright. We grab this fat stack, so that's 28 millimeters. So we'll say 29. Okay. And then we need a center line. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. And then we find the center point of this. Oh, hold on. Find the center point of this, which is, come on. There it is. Coinky dink. Why didn't that refresh correctly? What is it doing? And then... And then... 15 millimeters. N. Oh. I'm a goofball. Don't you roll away from me, piece. And then you and you can be collinear together. All right. And you guys can't even see what I did there. There we go. 29. How big is this piece? 35 by 28. All right, new sketch. Boom, boom. And we'll just go ahead and automatically make that on the center line. So that way I know it's centered. And smart dimension, boom. And that's going to be 29 millimeters. And then this and this will be 36 millimeters. And then this to here will be 2 millimeters. Look at that. We're going to get this thing nice and organized. All right. Done. And then the next section. Escape. S key, rectangle. And yeah, we can use this line right there. You can also link your dimensions or set up an equal length constraint if you don't want to keep manually entering the same dimensions over and over again. Yeah, every piece is different and different shape and size and thing. So some are circular, which makes it real fun. These are also stacked like so. So this line and this line are going to be collinear. And smart dimension, boom. That's going to be this way, 27 millimeters. Yeah. And then it's going to be 16 millimeters. 16. Oh, look at that gap there. I should move this rectangle over here. Nope, that's the same, 23 and 23. Okay. So this one's done. That one's done. This one's done. These are done. And I just have 3 more shapes to do. Okay. 4 more shapes. Man, I'm ending up with extra space here, which is fine. Which is fine. All right. Boom, boom. Let me see here. 26. 24.5. You know what? We will send this to the butt end. 2 millimeters. Okay. To the butt end you will go. That will go there. And then... oh. Silly nose. Alright. A rectangle. 31 millimeters. So really, 31 by 13. I need something else that's close to the 16 mark here, so I'm not wasting a bunch of space. It's always the hardest part with these shapy doodaderies is I made them all nice and compact, but I still have a bunch of pieces. Maybe I won't make them so neat and confined. Let's see, photos. My original layout had a lot more space. Maybe what I'll do, let's see, so this is 36, this is 29, this is also 29, so those should go together. And this is 27, which is too shy of 29. Okay. Let's do this. Okay, let's make this the 29 by 36. That's 26. 36. Okay. So S key and boom, 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 and boom, and boom. Okay. That's gone. And then let's grab that piece too. That way I know what I'm working with here. All right. That is this piece. So it's going to lay down like this. Like so. Okay, okay. Yeah, this makes sense. This makes more sense. Will that fit, though? We'll find out. All right. This ovally doodad is 30 by 32. So we'll make this 30. And put a rectangle here. Two and two. 30 by 32. That uses the space better. So that takes care of these two round ones. So it leaves me with these three. And what I can do is probably turn this one 90 degrees. And that would stay defined in here. I just need to put the cross and this rectangle in. So S key, rectangle, another rectangle here. Control, wait, you said Control N? Nope, nope, nope. Just the N key? No, the N didn't do anything. No normal. Oh, it's a capital N, Shift N? Nope. I was trying to get to normal. The N key gets you normal to sketch plane, and F zooms to fit the window. Well, F worked. N does nothing. My N key is broken. I mean, it's not broken. I can type the letter N if I wanted to. Control 4, 5, 5. Okay. We will put you here. I should probably just collinear you, but whatever. Alright. This is going to be the square. So this is 32. And is it 32 again? 32. Alright. 32 by 32. Oh, you mapped it. I can't map mine. No, I can't. All right, and then over here, I need another rectangle for the crossroads here. And this is my tall boy. And then this is my tall. Ooh, that fell in. 44 millimeters. Oh, well, you know, 40's fine. And what is this dimension? Alright, that is going to be 36. And should again collinear that, but I didn't. Alright, yeah, and I can turn this one 90 degrees, and that's not going to be a problem. Oh, here's a question for you, grubsters. Try control plus 8? Oh, yeah, there we go. What's the best way of placing these two boxes directly in the middle of these other boxes? So I've got these two, so yeah, so they always stay in the middle of these two. What would be that? Oh, you know what? I know how to do that. Hold on. I'll do this construction line here. So the midpoint of this construction line is always going to be the middle. So no matter if I grow them or shrink them, they'll always be the middle. So I need another center line. And then boom. And I'll just do this. Oh, that's not dimension though. Oh, wait. I can do this. Center line. From here to here. Boom. Okay. And then... escape. Okay, where is that? Where is that at? I want the other one. Okay, this. And this. And they're going to be quinky dink. Oh, that broke. You can trim the middle of that construction line out. Oh. And then set the other two to equal. See, I thought I was being smart here. But in fact, I was not. Okay. So we have a new construction. Alright. With constraint. You don't even need to do that. You can trim the middle of the construction line out. Alright, how do I do with constraint? What do I do? What do I do? Give it to me. And then I'll apply what I learned to this one. I'm such a nerd. Oh. Dang, it's almost lunchtime. All right, draw my line again. Where do you want the line? Do you want does it matter where I put that construction line? Like, do I just draw it from here to here? Or from here to here? I'm going to do this right now, and I'll let you change. Oh. You can constrain it later. Okay. Cool. I like the sound of that. Use the trim tool to remove the middle portion. Okay, so S and trim. Remove the middle portion. Wait, how do I trim the middle portion of that line? Because nothing dividing it. I'm using, like, I understand when there's like here I can trim this half and this half because this is dividing it, but there's nothing dividing this line. I'm confuzzled. Drag across it? Oh, I get it. Oh, so you got these two construction lines here, so remove the middle. Oh, you instead of okay. Okay, and then are you then setting the dimension of this? Oh no, I don't even need to do that. I just need to select this construction line and this construction line and set them to equal. Ah, there we go. There we go. Yep. See? See, Grubby? That's why you're the Grubsters. And then these two can be... Yeah, I already beat you to it. There's a delay. So if I do S, and then I do center line, and I do this nonsense, and then I do S, and cut, and this, and then hit this, and set them to equal. Oh man, that's so fun. Now they're centered no matter what I do. That is very helpful. And then I just got to constrain these somehow. And then collinear. We'll just do that. There we go. We'll just do that. That makes sense. Collinear. Okay. Alrighty. Look at that. So we have our crossroad. We have our rectangle done. We have our, looks like doors. Yep, those are the door closers. There's that piece. Oh, I just need to turn this 90 degrees. Okay, so I got to turn that 90 degrees. And I think I have everything. I feel like I'm missing something. Or I did it wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm missing something. Okay, there's one of these, one of these, one of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, there's definitely 8. And boom. All right, what am I missing here? Oop, that's a noise. So I definitely have the ticket. That's this one. This is the small square one. This is the player marker. These square ones is this the one that's 32 by 32? Sure is. There's the cross. And this is one of the circles, and this is the other circle, correct? So 32 by 30 should be this oval. Yep, 32 by 30. Yep, and then the other oval, which is 30, yep, by 36, yep. So I'm missing this tiny thing here, which I believe should be able to fit in this area, hopefully. We'll find out. Yeah, I'll fit in there. I got 29 millimeters to play with that way. Oh my gosh, that would be awesome. Okay. So let's build a rectangle here. And escape, escape. And find the center point of that line right there. And the center point. And quinky dink. Okay. And then we'll... Is there a quick button for dimension? S key dimension. Nope. S key dimension. Alright. 29. And then this changes. That'll be 16 millimeters. Cool. Yeah, I'm not going to rotate anymore. I just found a whole thing that I missed. So we'll select this line, and this line, and this line, and make them collinear. Cool. There's our 8 things. All perfectly laid out, as it should be. All right, Grubby. How do I make each one a different depth? That's the $1 million question. So these, and this piece are all going to be based on their thin plane, and these are all going to be laid out flat. So flat, 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 flat. So these 4 and these 4 will be flat. Okay. Beautiful. Exit sketch. All right. Exit sketch. Now I've already cut them 1 millimeter. Should I remove the boss extrude cut? Should I remove the cut already? Should I do that? Or can I leave it like this? Oh. Oh. Edit your cut feature. Edit feature. Okay. Ugh. Spin me right round, baby, right round. Send me a voice link. The delay is killing me. I don't actually have... I'm on OBS, so I don't have a voice link. I can... maybe... Discord? See selected contours, expand that. Oh, okay. And then I can pick the contour that I want to... Oh, okay, so those will go down only. And then I would... Interesting. Yeah, because every one of them is going to be a different depth, I fear. There's an uneven amount of every piece. Oop, those will be the same. So these two back here are the same. And... is there anything else that's going to be the same depth? Yes. This piece is also the same. Okay, got it. All right, that makes sense. Gracias, senor. All right, so those are going to be all the same, and they're all going to be... Oh, yeah, I got to measure it. I'm just, like, looking around for an answer. Where is that answer? 13 millimeters. And boom. Okay. And then right-click. And then how do I do another cut? I've never figured that out before. Like I know I can do... After the first one, you'll need to right-click sketch and set it to visible. Got it. And then I can select. Nope. Sketch. See if I can figure it out before he tells me. No, I don't see it. You need to right-click the sketch and set it to visible so you can select the other contours when you need to. Cut tool. Oh, there's already a cut tool here? Feature. Oh. Okay. Should cut. And am I just going to make a offset entity or convert entity from that? Feature, extrude, cut, select. Oh. Okay, let me. Okay. Feature, extrude, cut. Or an existing sketch. Okay, so drop this drop down here and then find this sketch. Oh, that is very helpful. All right, so I know this one is. Oh, they're all going. Oh, they're all set to that. So I need to do the selected contours again and grab this only. All right. All right. Thanks, Grubsters. Is there only 3 of these? I feel like there's 4 of these and I've lost it somewhere. Let me double check. I've been messing around on this table for so long. No, okay. We good. We good. These three are 7 millimeters. Boom. 7. Boom. Okay, and then feature. Extrude cut. Pick this sketch again. Boom. And then I believe select the contours. And we're going to select this contour and this contour are the same depth. Close enough. 25. Okay. Those 2 are done. Ooh. There we go. Boom. And then that one is separate, so I need another extrude cut. Select the same sketch. And we're going to select this one, which is going to be 15 millimeters. Boom. And then our last one is the car. So extrude cut, select the sketch. Boom, remove this, select this. And it's going to be 20 millimeters. We did it. I mean, I did it. It was all me. No, there was no outside interference. All right. Thank you, Grubsters. Okay. So now we need to make it obvious what pieces go where. Oh boy. Oh boy. Wait. Control 8? Yes. All right. So this one is easy. I can put some big fillets on that one. So fillet. Boom. Let me delete the chat history, remove the evidence. I don't think I have that ability to give anyone. Oh, wait, you do actually have your moderator. You can do that. 10? Yeah, it's fine. That can be 10. And then... Actually, you know what? Edit fillet. We'll make both of these 10. And I can hide this thing. Boom. Boom. And boom. Actually, we'll make those 8. Just in case. So those will let everyone know that's where round bits go. Alright, this big rectangular one is just going to be for the cross. I really don't care. I can just put regular fillets on every... Nope, I can't. I can only do the ones that go flat, so this is going to be 2 millimeter. 2 millimeter fillet. Or as I like to call them, a fillet. Don't listen to me. I'm a horrible, horrible person to add. Oh no! Don't do that. Bad monkey. Bad. Well, I did it again. I'm just going too quickly. Yeah, I'm like a student of yours again, but with more facial hair and far less patience. Or maybe more patience, who knows. And everything else gets laid down in its slot. So these are all pieces that get set down vertically. The other ones are laid down flat. So you can set a selection filter to only select edges and reduce. You can? Yeah, I do a lot of spinning. I get people real dizzy when I'm playing in SolidWorks. You know, I should put like a slidey hole to hold these big pieces. Like, just make little, like... That'd be kind of fun. Because really with the thick... You know what? Let me take a look at this in wireframe mode. No. I could make a second tray. I could literally make this one tray, because these don't go very deep. Is that enough room? I don't think it's enough room for this giant piece. F5. Oh. 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 Okay. Yeah, could make this thing into 2 trays. One for all these pieces, because they actually go nearly the thickness, or depth, I guess, of the container. These really don't. But I don't think there's enough room. I don't think between here and here... Yeah, there's no way. That's almost... This piece is almost the same length as the entire channel that it's going into. What I could do is cut the bottom out, and you can throw these underneath, and then put the tray on top. But that would be a big old overhang that I don't want to do. I'll just slide them in anywhere they fit. Filter toolbar along the bottom of the window. E quick toggles the edge filter on and off. Oh. Oh. You and your information, sir. Yeah, these will just go in the other tray with the player tokens. These bad boys. Okay, let's take a look at what we've made. Let's turn wireframe off so it's much easier to see. Okay, so here's our wolf people tokens. Here's our blob tokens. Oh, no. That's phones, blobs, wolf people, everything else. And then over here, we've got our food tokens, I mean, these things look like beehives. I really haven't read the rules, but that looks like a beehive would go there. This is the crossroad piece. That's these pieces. Now I just need to put finger channels in there so you can pick pieces up. So let's go ahead and... yeah, we'll just sketch plane here. Sketch plane. Oh, hold on. Boom. Discard sketch. Let's go back in the part here. Edit component. Sketch plane. Make a sketch. Boom. And let's go ahead and wireframe it. Boom. Alright, we need a center line. Boom, and S, and center line. And we'll just put little ones, little itty bitty ones. And we'll put the circle here. And, I mean, I really don't need it for that one, but I will need it. Oh, I need to go all the way to the bottom with this? Alright. We'll make a different kind of channel for this. So what we need is this. And I need this line and this line to be tangent. Perfect. And is this line and this line, is that tangent as well? So arc plus this line, tangent. Okay, good. So it is defined. And then I need a rectangle here, here. Oh gosh. Oh, S, rectangle. Alright, escape, escape. S, rectangle, here. And here. Boom. And then we do S and trim. And we remove this bad boy, and this bad boy, and this bad boy. And we're going to make that a thumb hole. And we're going to cut that through both those objects. Okay. And then over here, I actually don't need a thumb hole for this one. I need it for this one. So let's go ahead and... do I have the trim tool? I still have the trim tool. Trim. There we go. And then we'll do feature, extruded cut. And let's turn the wireframe off. And select. And we're going to do 2 directions. And we're not even going to measure. We're just going to go wee. And do that. There we go. Now we got finger grabby holes. And then we'll turn it this way. Sketch. And S. So I'm not used to this S key thing. I'm just so used to doing this the wrong way. Escape. And circle. We will just have it tangent to that. 15 millimeters is fine. Oh, it wasn't even tangent. All right, to this line, tangento. All right, later, Grubby. Thank you for all the help, as usual. May you have a wonderful thing to whatever you're doing. I hope it's awesome. This and this need to be a quinky dink. And S and trim. Boom. 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 And we will feature, extrude cut. Boom, 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 boom. And we'll do 2 directions. And not go so far with that. We don't have to go that far with that one. Boom. Ah, poop nugget. I stopped early. Actually, really, on this second direction, so the blind will go up to surface here. There we go. Now I can get my grubby little fingers in there. And then we'll finish off the... Ooh, this is going to be a tough one to get out, but that should be fine. That'll be fine. Alright, sketch. Alright, and then S. Center line. Boom. do these all at the same time. And we'll just make a nice, simple, whatever this one ends up being. So this, and grab the arc, grab this, tangent. Oh, nope, too big. Danger, Will Robbins. Oh, actually, that can't go that direction. That actually goes the other way. Always know your angles, folks. Alright, so that one needs to go away. So Control Z. These two can go that way. So circle. Boom. I just need to get that midpoint. And S key dimension. Let's do 15 millimeters. And then S key circle. And S key dimension. 15 millimeters. That's a lot of numbers. Feature, extrude cut. Second direction. And that works. Boom. And me is sleepy. Sketch. And S. Okay. Circly doohickey. And S and dimension. And does 15 work? Yes, it works. And then feature, extrude cut. And then up to next. Boom. And the final one. Oh, actually, I need to cut into here a little bit. My bad. Edit sketch. Nope. Escape. Add monkey. Edit feature. And this needs to go up to surface. Feature up to surface. And let's make it match that. Perfect. There we go. And then sketch. The final finger groove. Center line. Hey, come on. Okay. Circle. This one can't be 15 because that is a 15 millimeter thing, so let's do 12. And feature, extrude cut, two directions. And boom, boom. And then fillet, and 2 millimeter fillet, and we'll just go around. Oh wait, he said F5 and E? Oh yeah, it only selects lines. Doesn't select planes. Well, that's very helpful. No, wait, why did it... No. Tangent. How do I... let's go 1.5? Okay. 1.5. Because it was grabbing more things than I needed it to. And that's okay. Okay, those are all safe from cutting my fingers off. And okay, that should be all of those. That is all of those. Boom shakalaka. And, oh yeah, I can hide the sketch now. Hee hee. Should probably save. Oh, I can't. Save. There we go. F5. Okay, filters off. Dang, look at all that nonsense. We made this. I just gotta put some, let's edit that component again. Let's go ahead and put some fillets on the end there, and those were 3mm fillets to match the other piece. Boom. I cannot add fillets to that section though. So you might be wondering why I'm not adding an internal fillet here. And the issue with that is those pieces lay down flat, and a fillet would actually bring in the corners, and those pieces of the very front and at the very back wouldn't fit because that fillet would take up the space. So hopefully that's not too tight of a corner. I mean, I did do 2mm, so she'll be fine. Yeah. I think we did it. And then these pieces that don't fit in it are just going to go into another container. Yeah. Yeah, let's go in the tray here. Things that don't fit in this will go in there. This makes sense. All right. I think I'm done. I'm just going to hit save. Save all. And then file, export as, and Solidworks, and board games, and it's called Spooktacular, and export step files, and then Solidworks, board games, Spooktacular, and there it is, character insert and token insert. There they are. And then I can slice and make them happy. Let's see if they fit on one plate. That would be cool. Prepare. Oh, wait. New project. Character insert. Ooh, that actually takes up a lot of room. And token insert. And rotate. Oh yeah, I can get both trays done at the same time. So, arrange. Why did it rotate it? That makes no sense. Oh, maybe it did? Yeah, that's fine. And slice plate. What, 3 hours? 4 hours? 4 hours and 4 minutes. And I will print it. And maybe I'll make a short. Who knows? But that's it. We did it. We did a thing. We printed the stuff. Oh, that's right. It's, yep. And yeah, I will print this and see if it works. And I'll let you know. Appreciate everyone hanging out. Grubby, as always. Appreciate the... if anyone didn't know, Grubby was actually a teacher of SolidWorks, and he actually taught me my initial learnings of SolidWorks. And I've not kept up with my knowledge of SolidWorks, so I'm like, I can do it. But I'm like, not very good at it. But We did it. We made a thing, and I'll print it. We'll see if it fits. I'll share it online, and yeah, y'all have a wonderful rest of the Wednesday. I think my next stream will be Friday, because I'm going to have my copy of Donkey Kong Bonanza for Switch 2. So I'll probably do a playthrough of the Donkey Kong Bonanza, and I really want to try because I got all new monitors. It's got some LG Ultra Gear 1440p, 240 hertz HDR monitors. They are messing on these is amazing. I wish you could see like how buttery smooth and just how good it looks. Like it's not ridiculously punchy, which is one thing I didn't want. I didn't want any excessive color tones. I also got the HDR working, and it is magnificent. They're both the same because I used to have like two different. I've always had like one really good monitor, and then one cheaper monitor. This time I've always had to deal with like the cheaper monitor could never get the color and clarity as the monitor on my main one. So when I'm looking at two different monitors, the color's always just a little off, and it always bothered me. But I never did anything about it because I'm like, I'm not going to spend $1 million on monitors. Well, they were on sale. These were $600 monitors originally. They're on sale for like $275 each on the Amazon, and I had a gift card. And yeah, I was like, you know what? For like I think $300 total, I got both these monitors. They're really nice, and they have the exact same settings and options because I had one MSI monitor, one Spectre monitor, and they were 144 hertz, and I was like, I'm not gonna tell a difference. No, you can tell a difference between 240 and 144. It's crazy how smooth everything is. So yeah, good purchase. But all right. Hopefully see y'all on Friday, and I'll post a short and let you know what it does, and I'll hopefully get some more board game reviews back up. I just started the review for, I believe Mlem? I believe that's the next one I have in my to-do list. And then I haven't played Spooktacular yet, which I just got in, but I want to keep posting one board game review every, I think, Tuesday. And I missed the last couple weeks. It's just been super hectic here with 4th of July, but all right. Peace out, y'all. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Do the things you got to do. Get them done. If you need any help with board gaming or 3D printing, let me know. I will catch y'all